And we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast, where we help you get started on your fitness journey. What is up, folks? Hope y'all are having a great day, great week. If you're listening to this on Monday, on the way to work, be careful. Y'all have a great week this week. Go get after today and achieve all your goals, and you'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? You won't be you ain't got nothing to complain about. Start on Monday. You can't win the week if you don't win Monday. So start today and y'all go do your thing. But if you're tuning in live, thank y'all for tuning in live. Hope y'all enjoying the podcast. Y'all sit back, relax, because we finna dive into the topic of recovery. And the reason I want to talk about this topic is because I'm training for an ultra marathon. So recovery is very, very, very important in what I'm doing right now. Because running that many miles a week is very hard on your body. So I got to recover if I want to make it through this whole prep, through this whole training block. So I'm focusing very heavily on my training, on my recovery right now, so that I can train optimally. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So it's obviously, everybody knows recovery is important. Like, everybody knows that. But I think a lot of people underestimate the importance of recovery. It's a lot more important than most people realize. So that's why I want to do today's topic, to try to help y'all in understanding the importance of it and how it can help you a lot in your training. So a lot of people think when it comes to fitness that more is better, that more is more. Well, a lot of times in fitness, less is more. And, well, let me rephrase that. Depending on the type of person you are, sometimes less is more. I don't want to say less is more, because then y'all going to use that as an excuse. Oh, I don't need to go to the gym today because Murphy said I need to do less. No, that's not what I'm saying. You will know when you're doing too much. And when sometimes less is more for those people that are overachievers, that are go-getters, that like to go do it, that like to work out every day to push themselves to get better. For those people, less is more. If you're not going to the gym, then I'm not speaking to you. Less is definitely not more for you. There's definitely a right balance for everybody. And I feel like people are at opposite ends of the extreme. So you either not doing enough, nowhere near enough, like you're not even close, or you're doing way too much. It's normally you're normally one or the other. Like you're normally not right there in the middle. So we want to try to be right there in the middle. That's the goal. And I'm definitely one of those overachiever people. Like, I do way too much. I know I do. That's why I'm taking my recovery way more important. I'm being way more strict about it during this prep, because I know it's very, very crucial if I want to do this 100-mile race. So I'm trying to be strategic about it. I'm trying to be smart about it. The older I get, I'm definitely getting smarter about my recovery and about just taking care of my body, listening to my body, and doing what I need to do to show up again the next day. That's the whole goal. You want to be able to do it today and then do it again tomorrow. Like, that's the goal. So that's what we're going to get into today. The topic is recovery. What is recovery? So in a fitness context, recovery is allowing your body to repair and to rebuild after workouts. So that's recovery in a very plain and simple way to put it. You have physical recovery, mental recovery, and then you have your nutritional aspects of recovery. Recovery, this is important. Remember this. Recovery is not just resting. Recovery is an active process. So you're actively recovering. You're actively doing the things that you need to do to prepare your body for the next training session. So it's an active thing. It's not just doing nothing the next day. And yeah, sometimes your recovery may look like that. It may look like you could completely taking a rest day and doing nothing. But most time, recovery is an active process. But number one, recovery helps with preventing overtraining and preventing burnout. Obviously, you don't want to overtrain, because then it's going to set you back. It's like taking 2 steps back, 1 step forward. Like, you don't want to overtrain, because eventually you're going to quit. You're going to give up. You're not going to do it no more. You're going to get injured. If you're overtraining, you're definitely going to get injured. So recovery is good to prevent this. Recovery is also going to allow you to improve your performance, because it's going to allow your muscles to rebuild back stronger. So when you're in the gym, you're tearing your body down, like you're tearing your muscles down. And then when you sleep, when you recover, that's when your body rebuilds itself. So you're not actually building muscle in the gym. You're building muscle while you sleep, while you recover. You're building muscle outside of the gym. You're actually, while you're in the gym, you're tearing down your muscle. So it's kind of the opposite of the way you would think it'd be. You would think you're getting stronger in the gym. That's not the case. You're getting stronger when you're recovering. So that's why it's important to recover. You should have just as much recovery time as you do training time, in my opinion. Also, recovery is going to help you reduce your risk of injury, because if you're working out on a bunch of sore muscles, if you're working out improperly, you're not letting your body recover, you're going to get injured at some point. Like, it's going to reduce your risk of injury significantly if you recover properly. That's just how the human body works. And also recovering, it's going to help support your mental health and your longevity when it comes to fitness. Because if you're not recovering, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to get tired of it, you're going to get burned out, and you're going to quit. You're not going to be a good mental space because you're overdoing it. So you got to recover. You got to have some days off. Got to have rest days, recovery days. It's very, very important. So if you have any of these symptoms, this is a good sign that you're not recovering enough. You're not taking enough time off, enough rest days. So if you're constantly fatigued, if you're always tired, it's probably a sign of overtraining. You probably need to recover more. If you're plateauing, like if your progress is plateauing, you're not seeing any gains in the gym or in your running or whatever you're training for, that's probably a sign you're overtraining. You're not recovering properly. If you're having frequent injuries, definitely a sign of you're not recovering properly. And then if you have low motivation, it's probably a sign of overtraining. So if you have any of those symptoms, you need to look at your recovery, look at your rest days, look at what you're doing to let your body recover. Because it's probably, I can almost guarantee you, not every case, but almost every case, that your recovery is going to be the issue there. So if you have any of those symptoms, check out your recovery and see like how you could improve it, because that's probably what's wrong with you. So when it comes to recovery, the MVP, the most important thing you can do, the most valuable player when it comes to recovery is sleep. Sleep is key. Sleep is critical. This is the most important when it comes to recovery. You'll see a lot of people talk about the most important thing for you outside of your training is sleeping. So it's gonna impact your recovery tremendous. Like you're rebuilding your body while you're asleep. That's when your muscles recover, is when you're sleeping. So I'm not to get like too much in the weeds of sleeping, because honestly, I don't even understand it all. I'm not like a biologist or anything. Like I don't know everything about sleeping, but I know like that's when everything happens in your body while you're sleeping, while you're resting. Everything's rebuilding. Everything's doing all the humanly body functions that it does while you sleep. Like I don't know all the technical terms. I know like your growth hormone, it peaks during your sleep, and all those kind of things happen while you sleep. I don't want to go too into the weeds because I even get lost in it myself. I just know sleep is very, very important. So you want to aim for 7 to 9 hours. Like you'll see that range, 7 to 9 hours is optimal sleep. So that's why most people just say 8 hours is right in the middle. So if you can get 8 hours of sleep, that's a good place for you to be every night. And honestly, this is an area that I lack in. I don't get that much sleep every night, unfortunately, because I wake up at the crack of dawn every morning. I wake up at 4 a.m. So unfortunately, I don't get that many hours, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get in bed earlier. So I have been getting in bed earlier recently. So I'm doing better. I'm getting better at it, especially during this prep, because I know I'm running a lot and I know my body is torn to shreds and I need to let it recover. So I'm trying to prioritize sleeping as much as I can. When it comes to sleep, you want to maintain a consistent schedule. So go to bed at the same time every night, wake up at the same time every day. This is going to help your circadian rhythm. It's going to help your body get into it's like a normal routine. It's going to help your sleep, because your body's going to know when to start winding down, and it's going to know when you're going to wake up every day once you get in that routine. So try to have a consistent sleep schedule. That's very, very important. It's going to help you get better sleep when your body like kind of knows what's going on. It's in that routine, because it's going to know at nighttime when to wind down, and then it's going to know when to wake up every morning because you get up at the same time. So that's very important. When you go to bed, you want to create a dark, cool, and quiet sleeping environment. So turn your lights off, preferably like better if you can turn them off before you get into bed, like 2 or 3 hours before. So that way your body can start winding down. If you have to, just like use little night lights on around your house. Instead of overhead lights, use lamps, night lights, something that's less bright, because that artificial light in your eyes, it's going to tell your body to stay awake, because your eyes see the light. So it thinks it's still daytime. So it's not going to wind down. So the less lights you can have on, the better. Also, you want to make your house cooler. So your room, if you have, turn your AC down, or if you have a fan or something like that helps cool down your room, that's going to be a better sleeping environment for you. And also quiet. Obviously, you don't want to be loud while you're trying to go to sleep. This is all going to be little things you can do to help improve your sleep at nighttime. Avoid screens and any kind of stimulants before bed. Definitely don't drink no coffee. And try to avoid your screens, because it has the blue light. And if you have to use a screen, try to use the blue light blocker glasses. So I have these in my glasses, but try to avoid screens as much as you can. Or some screens now have the function where you can turn like the blue lights off the screen, where it kind of darkens your screen, kind of turns like a little red color. You can use that on your phone too, if you just have to have a screen. But try to avoid screens if you can, and then don't drink any caffeine. I know most people that drink a lot of caffeine, you can drink a cup of coffee, and go right to bed. Trust me, I know that's me. Like I could drink a cup of coffee right now and go to sleep in the next 30 minutes because it don't really affect me. But what you don't realize is that caffeine is affecting your sleep. Even though you are asleep, you are getting worse sleep when you're asleep. You're not getting into that deep sleep, all that REM sleep that you need. You're gonna have less quality of sleep. That's what I'm saying. You may get the same hours of sleep, like you still may sleep 7-8 hours at night, but the quality of that 7-8 hours is not gonna be as good with those stimulants in your system, if that makes sense. It should make sense. Like most people that have a high caffeine tolerance can fall asleep after drinking coffee or energy drink. It's not a problem. But you won't sleep, you won't recover as well during that night because you have those stimulants in your system. So try to cut off stimulants at least 6 hours before you go to bed. Like I would cut them off at like 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I wouldn't have any stimulants after that, if you can. I know it's not always the case, but just try to be cautious of it if you can. I try to cut my coffee back. Like I try not to have any more stimulants after like 3 at the latest. And if you own a technology wave, there's all kinds of sleep tracking technology they have nowadays. So I highly recommend that if you really want to track your sleep. So if you're an Apple Watch person, you can track your sleep with that. If you like the rings, actually, I got one on my finger right here. I just got one. This is not the Oura brand, but like the Oura ring, you've probably heard of it. They're pretty popular now. They track your sleep. So if you want to nerd out, kind of like I do on fitness stuff, you can get you a sleep tracker. They have the Whoop bands. They have rings. They have the 8 sleep bed. It'll actually track your sleep. There's all kinds of little things now. And you can just track how much you slept. Track your stats over a long period of time so you can see like the quality of the sleep that you're getting. So that's also another way you can try to improve your sleep by tracking things. So the next form of recovery, and you probably don't think of this as recovery, but it definitely is, and that's fueling. So fueling your body for recovery. Your body needs the nutrients to recover. Like your body's got to have the building blocks to rebuild it. Like you got to give it protein. That's number one. Protein. Like you got to give your body proteins. That's going to be the building blocks to rebuild your muscle. Like you got to have it. It's going to repair your muscles. It's going to allow your muscles to grow. So I recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, just because it's simple. That's an easy number to hit. And it also, that number gives you a little bit of leeway. Like if you hit 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, that's great. That's probably more than what you need. But a lot of people underestimate how many they're eating. So a lot of times if you aim for that 1 gram per pound of body weight, you'll actually come in a little less than that, which is still okay. That's probably pretty good. Like you won't, you definitely don't want to be like way under that. But I would aim for 1 gram every day, because if you get more, like say you got more than what you need, it's not going to hurt you. Like it's still going to benefit you. It's not like once you hit a certain number, you get a negative effect from it. That's not the case. You're still going to benefit from eating extra protein. Like when I was doing my bodybuilding show, I was eating like over 200 grams of protein every day, and I only weighed like 160 pounds at the time. So I was eating a ton of protein, and I put it all to good use. Like you're not just going to be wasting the extra protein if you're eating. I would still aim for at least 1 gram per pound of body weight. And if you miss that a little bit, just a little bit off, you're probably still good if you miss a little bit. But I would aim to get that whole gram, because it's going to benefit you if you get the whole gram in. So yeah, I mean, y'all know that's high protein, low calorie: chicken, beef, turkey. Those are pretty much my staples: chicken, beef, and turkey. That's what I eat. But there's all kinds of options out there. Just think high in protein, low in calories. That's the way to go. The next really good food source for recovery is carbs. Carbs are great for recovery. Carbs are not the enemy. I hate this new like thing where people are against carbs. Like carbs are not bad. Carbs are bad if you abuse them, if you overeat them, but especially if you're an endurance athlete, or if you're any kind of like athlete, if you're working out, carbs are going to benefit you. They're going to replenish your glycogen stores that you store up in your body, because this is what like gives you energy. So like carbs are your body's preferred source of energy. Like your body's going to go to those carbs first to use those for energy when it's reaching for like energy stores. When you're working out, when you're running, when you're doing endurance stuff, it's going to reach for those carbs that you just ate. So carbs are going to be good, especially if you're an endurance athlete. Maybe if you're not an endurance athlete, I would tone the carbs back some. But if you're running, if you're doing a lot of working out, if you work outside in the heat all day, if you're sweating all day, you need to get some carbs in, because like you can use that. Your body can use that for fuel. So it's good to replenish those glycogen stores when you're eating carbs. So any go-to carbs are like rice, sweet potatoes, fruits. These are all going to be good carb sources for you. And then next you have your fats. So obviously fats, these are probably, I wouldn't say they're the least important, but out of protein and carbs, I would probably say they're the least important. But fats are going to support your hormonal balance. So they're good for your hormones, your inflammation control. I know a lot of people, I know fats get a bad they get a bad rep too sometimes because they used to preach low fat diets back in the day. But as long as you get some healthy fats in your body, I think it's good. So like avocados, nuts, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil. These are going to be good fats for your body. So those are good as well for your recovery. And then last and not least, when it comes to nutrition, is your hydration. So hydration is very, very important. I don't think I really have to like talk about this one a lot. I think I understand the importance of hydration. But you don't just need water. Like, yes, you need water, but you also need electrolytes when it comes to your hydration. Don't just drink water. Like have a little bit of electrolytes too. Have some salt. Get you a electrolyte mix, something like that, to also hydrate yourself. I would suggest drinking water pre-workout, drink water during your workout, and definitely drink water after your workout so you can replenish that water that you sweat out during your workout. So hydration is important. I think we all know this at this point. I don't think we really have to go into the weeds of hydration. It's very, very important. Just drink your water. It's not that hard. And if you don't like the taste of water, which I see people complain about all the time, one, suck it up. Like, it's just water. It has no taste. You can drink water, I promise. But if you are one of those people that complain about drinking water, put some dang flavor in it. Like, it's not hard. They make 0-calorie water flavorings. Put it in there, and they got all kinds of different flavors. Try it out. Like, you can drink water, I promise. Quit being hard-headed and just drink the dang water. It's not hard. Like, come on now. Like, at some point, y'all just got to suck it up and quit making excuses. Because I know, like, water, anybody can drink water. I don't care what you say. You can drink water. It don't have no taste. It's fine. Just drink it. Just sip on it. To me, I like water. Like, I love drinking water because it hydrates me. Like, I feel other drinks do not, like, quench my thirst like water does. If I'm thirsty and I drink a Coke, I'm still going to be thirsty afterwards. Like, it ain't going to do the trick for me. But if I drink a bottle of water, I'll be good. So, I don't know. I personally like water. Maybe I'm just biased, but I don't know. That's just me. And then if you also want to at the end for your nutrition, you can throw in some supplements. So supplements, I would recommend creatine, maybe some omega-3s, magnesium, also some electrolytes. So electrolyte supplements, I spoke about that a little bit. Throw these in as well to help you recover. Any vitamins that you need, like, these are gonna be good for your body as well. Just to supplement with nutrients that you may not be getting in your diet. Supplements are a good way to add those extra things in. So next, that's gonna lead us to active recovery. So I talked about it being an active process. So some ideas of active recovery is stretching. Obviously, stretching is going to be active. It's going to help you recover. Walking. So yoga, that's kind of the same thing as stretching. Swimming. So swimming is something that I do on Mondays. I'm swimming just to get my body moving, get some blood pumping, stretch my muscles out, but not putting a lot of stress on the muscles. So that's a good way for me to recover. Or you can even do like something very low intensity workout. Like if you're not too sore, do something low, kind of get your blood pumping again, get you in there working out, loosening it up, stretching your muscles out. So the benefits of doing some kind of active recovery is just reduce soreness. It's going to help your mobility, like it's going to boost mobility, and it's going to aid in your mental recovery. Because if you're doing something active, you don't feel like you took the whole day off. I know some people are hard on themselves when they take a whole day off because they feel like they're setting themselves back, like they're losing progress if you don't do nothing. So the way you can kind of combat this a little bit is you can do something active recovery, and that way you still feel like you had a productive day. You had a training session that day, and you still work towards your goal that day. That's kind of how I am. I like to know I did something because there's always something you can do to get better, to improve. So I don't want to just do nothing. And sometimes you need a day off, like a whole day off. Just don't do nothing. Just sit on your butt, relax, and let your body recover. And that's good. Like if your body's just super sore, super fatigued, like if you just did a race the day before, like if you ran a marathon the day before, the next day, yeah, you may not want to do nothing. You may just want to recover. But sometimes when your body is super sore, going for a walk, stretching a little bit, sometimes these can actually help you too. So you just kind of have to play around with it and see what works best for you. Number 5, so this is just, we're going to talk about stretch and mobility. So this is outside of just active recovery. And the reason I added this separate is because you should be doing this all the time, period. Like you should be stretching and doing mobility work all the time, not just when you're sore, not just when you're recovering, before your workouts, after your workouts, as much as you can. And this is something that I'm trying to work on too as well. I'm trying to improve my flexibility, improve my joint health. Because like as I get older, I can tell I'm still not old. I know I say that I'm getting older. I'm still not old, but I can tell my body is getting worse at these things as I age. And I'm only 25 now, and I can already tell it. So I'm trying to get ahead. I'm trying to get ahead of the race now to set myself up for the future. So if I start doing these things now, I'll be better off in the future. So I want to start stretching, working on my mobility, working on my joint health, things like that. So stretching is very, very important. Not only static stretching, because when most people think of stretching, you think of static stretching. So you just hold in one position for 30 seconds to a minute. That's static stretching. And then also dynamic stretching. So what I do, dynamic stretching is what I do before I work out. So like when I'm warming up, I do some kind of dynamic stretching. And this is more like active stretching. So think of like high knees, butt kicks, maybe like some jumping jacks, some lunges. These are things like moving, getting your body ready, getting your body prepared to work out, to loosen you up. And then static stretching is what you would do after your workout. So do both of these. They're both beneficial. I suggest dynamic before and static after. That's what I would do. And then anytime you're going to do like recovery type stretching, it would always be static stretching. You want to do that after, like on your day off or something. I would do static stretching. Also, some great tools for stretching is foam rollers, resistance bands, and massage balls. And also, I'll throw in like the little massage guns. You see the thermal guns that people use, the massage guns that vibrate. Those are great. These are good things to roll out your muscles to help with that soreness as well. I would use it with your stretching. So stretch and use the foam rollers or the massage guns or massage balls. That use both of them. That's what I would do. So number 6, this is going to lead us to another like recovery tools, and one of those tools is cold plunges. So this is one thing I've been experimenting with lately. I've actually done a podcast episode about cold plunges if y'all want to go back and listen to that. But cold exposure, it's got tons of benefits that people claim, and it's something you want to try for yourself because it may not work for you. I tried it. I don't notice all the benefits. Some of them I do, not all of them. So I'm very skeptical about it. So I've been trying it myself just to see what I get from it. But some benefits are reducing inflammation, easing soreness in your muscles, boosting mental resilience. So that's a big one. I've definitely felt that when I'm doing these. I've definitely built like some mental resilience to it, gotten mentally stronger from it. So that was a big thing. And also I see the recovery benefits from it. I recover faster when I do in that cold plunge. So if you really want to, you can start with like a cold shower. Start with a cold shower and then work your way into cold plunging if you really want to. Because it's kind of tough when you first start doing it. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. It's hard to get into it. Start with just 3 minutes, and then maybe you can work up to like 5 minutes. But like anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes is really all you need. Now, I personally will stay in there longer. Like if I do a long run and I'm getting in after my run, I'll get in there longer, like 10 minutes sometimes, maybe 15 if I'm really feeling it. But like when I get in the morning before my workouts, I only do like 3 minutes. That's all you need. 3 minutes to get like the mental benefits from it. 3 to 5 minutes is really all you need. So I really enjoy that. I've been doing it a lot recently and playing around with it, trying to experiment. Also, another thing you can do is heat therapy. So saunas. Saunas are great too. They're going to help with your relaxation. They're also going to help with improved circulation and things like that. I've never done a podcast episode about saunas. I need to do that. I'm going to mark that down. We'll do one about saunas one day. I personally don't have a sauna. I wish I did. I have some space on my back porch right next to my cold plunge that I actually really been thinking about getting a sauna. So y'all stay tuned. I may just get me one day. We'll see. I probably will, but I can't really do it right now. We'll do it maybe one day, and then we'll do a episode about heat therapy and about saunas. That's another good thing you do. Also, massage therapy. So we kind of talked about this with the massage balls and the massage guns. But this is like go to a massage place and get like an actual massage, like a professional massage. These can be good, help with tension release, muscle soreness, things like that. It's always massage is great for recovery if you can afford them. They can get kind of expensive if you're paying for them. That's why I suggest using the foam rollers and the massage gun because you can do that at home for free. And another little thing that you can use is a piece of gear is compression gear. So these compression gears are going to help with blood flow. They're going to help you increase your blood flow to help kind of get blood pumping in those areas to help recovery and kind of reduce that soreness. It can help with like soreness in the future, so help kind of prevent that. And this is something I don't use a lot. I do use it sometimes, but not a lot. So I'm not like too familiar with how good it works. But I do use I will long compression socks when I'm doing my long runs. And I will say I do kind of notice a difference. Like it keeps everything tight, all in one place, and it does kind of help. And it's not like a tremendous difference, but It does have a little effect, I think. I think it's one of those things like if you believe it works, it works. And I tried it one time, and they feel good when you're running. When you do a really long run and you have some compression socks, it helps because I tend to get shin splints pretty bad. So I think it helps like my shins and my calves when I'm running a lot. So I like to use it. You can experiment with that if you want to. Try it out for yourself and see if it works. It's kind of one. I feel like it's one of those things where if you believe it works, it works. But if not, then it may not be right for you. And so next is rest days. So when I talked about just taking a whole day off, this is what I'm talking about, a rest day. Just to completely take a rest day off. And you'll probably know when you need one of these. Like when you're super fatigued, super sore, this is probably a day you need to take a whole rest day. Well, really, you should take a rest day every week during your training. But those rest days should be like active rest days. This one I'm referring to like a complete rest day where you just don't do nothing, you let your body recover, and you take it easy. This will allow your body to fully recover. And sometimes you may need two. You may need two back to back to really let your body recover. You can plan these in like your workout, especially if you're going to have a heavy workout day. Like if you're going to have a heavy load day or really hard training block, or if you're going to go run 20 miles or something, plan these into your training for sure. You're going to need these. And then incorporate those other like strategies in to kind of help you recover. Do like the stretching and ice baths and things like that on these days. So if you have to, take a complete rest day. But if you can, I would suggest doing some kind of light activity that we've talked about earlier in the podcast. And then next, that's going to lead us to mental recovery. So it's very, very important to manage your stress because stress can take a real toll on your body, whether you believe it or not. Like it can affect how well your body recovers for sure. Like the less stressed you are, the better your body will recover, period. Like I don't know how it works. I really don't. The body is a really weird thing. Like it's really weird how the body works, but it works mentally and physically. Everything works together. Like it's all in conjunction. So managing your stress can help you stay consistent, help you recover. It can help you be in a better mood. It can help you sleep better. It can help you perform better in the gym. Like it's going to help everything. So mental recovery is just as important as physical recovery, in my opinion. So if you're very stressed out, if you got a lot going on at work, if you got a lot going on at home, then maybe you may not need to work out that day. You may need to take a day off to let you like relieve some stress. You need to practice some things like meditation. You need to practice that, or practice some journaling, or go spend some time outdoors, get some sunlight, do some grounding outside, like go outside with bare feet, don't have no socks on, walk outside in the grass. This is called grounding. This is going to help. Like these are ways you can mentally recover. It's going to help with that. It's going to help relax you, put you in a better mood. Maybe go do one of your hobbies, like do whatever you like to do, whatever you enjoy doing, go do that. It's going to help kind of relieve that stress. Maybe you like going out in social places, go out there, have a good time with your friends, go hang out. This is good techniques that you can use to help you mentally recover. Like get your mind off of things. Don't be too stressed out all the time, because it's gonna prevent you from recovering the way you need to. It's gonna prevent your sleep. It's gonna prevent your workouts. It's gonna prevent your mood, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, mental recovery, in my opinion, is just as important as your physical recovery, because it all goes hand in hand. Like it all plays together. Like the body is one thing. It's all one big, I don't know. It's all one system. Like it all works together. So in conclusion, that's pretty much the podcast. In conclusion, you need to, one, recovery is key. Sleeping is going to be probably the most important. Then you really need to focus on your nutrition when it comes to recovery. Also, ways of active recovery. So not just doing nothing. Try to actively recover on your off days. Stretching and mobility work. Other recovery tools like cold plunges, massage guns, foam rollers, things like that. Complete rest days. Mental recovery. That's going to be like your 8 critical parts of recovery. That's the best way I can break it down for you. So yeah, optimize your sleep, optimize your nutrition, optimize your hydration, and you're going to be on the right path. Incorporate some active recovery into your training, incorporate some stretching and tools like cold plunges into your everyday routine, your week routine, your month routine, whatever you're doing. And at the end of the day, just listen to your body. Embrace rest. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take a day off. Listen to your body, let it recover. And I promise you, recovering will help you perform better. When your body is fully recovered, you will be able to perform better at whatever it is you're doing. If you're just working out, if you're training for a race, if you're doing something, like if you got a big thing coming up at work, like if your body is recovered mentally and physically, you will be able to perform better at whatever it is. I promise you. I promise you. If you've been going to the gym for several, like if you've been going, say you've been going to the gym for a month hard, like straight, take a few days off. Like take 2 days off and then go back to the gym and watch how good your workout is. I promise you it will be good. Because a lot of times you could be overdoing it and not realize it and not letting your body fully recover until the next workout. So your workouts may be okay. You may feel like you had a good workout, but I promise you, if you've been going hard for a while, if you've been going for several weeks now, take a day off, take 2 days off, like take the weekend off or something, and then go back and work out. And I promise you, your workouts will be better because your body will be recovered. You will physically be able to push harder and mentally be able to push harder because you got that sleep, you got the food in you, you were able to recover, and you were good to go. Just try it. Just try it out. Because I know if you're like me, you probably try not to take too many days off. You try not to rest and do nothing. But sometimes it's good for you. That's why every year when I go on a vacation, we take like at least a week vacation. I don't work out at all. I'll take the whole week off, whole entire week. And I think, honestly, I think that 1 week of being off helps me so much when it comes to my training because I'll train all year long, never take a week off, and then I'll save that week for when I'm on vacation. And I come back and I'm ready to go. I'm mentally rested, I'm physically rested, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get back in the gym because I hadn't been in the gym for a week. So it's kind of like a good little hack for me to use for my own recovery. And I think this could be good for y'all too. So don't be afraid of rest days. Take them. They're important and they're necessary. Like you got to have them. You got to let your body recover. So try to incorporate these tips into your own recovery routine, into your own recovery process in your normal training split, your routine, your normal week, and see how your body responds to it. If you still need some more recovery, maybe you need to take more days off, or maybe you need to do some more of these recovery tactics to use. Just kind of listen to your body and track your progress so you know if you're making progress or not, because this is going to help. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all have a great day. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week at the same time for another podcast. Check us out on YouTube, the Fitness Beginner Podcast, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform, wherever you listen to. We should be on all of them. But yeah, y'all check us out, subscribe, leave a 5-star review if you can. I appreciate it. It goes a long way. And tell your friend about the podcast so they can get started on their fitness journey too. Y'all have a great day. Peace, love, protein. We out.